So we said, that's okay, we can handle the gingerbread cookie demo ourselves. So thanks for joining us. We're about to make some cookies.
Yeah. So before we get started, just a reminder that tomorrow night we're open until 7 p.m., 10 to 7 tomorrow. So since a lot of people didn't get out shopping today with all the snow, please come see us tomorrow. We're open Saturday till 6, we're open Sunday until 4, and then all next week through Thursday, through Wednesday, we're open until 6, and Wednesday we're going to try to close probably 3 or 4ish. So we'll hopefully see you next week. So let's get started. We're going to make gingerbread tonight. I'm going to make some cookies, and then Heather's going to do some decorating. And we're going to start, we have this brand new Cuisinart mixer. Beautiful red, silver, or black. And we're going to start with our sugar. I'm doing a half batch here, so if you're doing this with us, you'll have a bit more. Sorry. And my butter. And I'm gonna get this going here, and I'm just gonna get that mixed up, and this is called creaming your butter and sugar together. We'll mix that right up on high. And we're gonna let this mix until it's kind of light and fluffy looking, and I hope you can hear me over the sound of the mixer. So that's coming along. Check mine. All right, it's a little cold in here, so my butter could have been a little warmer. I'm going to go ahead and add my molasses. And, oh, that smells so good. Whoa, wrong way. So we want to make sure you turn it off before you stick anything in here. And do not stick your hands in a running mixer, even if it's just plugged in. So I'm going to get this, turn it off so I can talk. I'm going to get this going a little bit more so it's a little bit fluffier, what they call fluffy, and then I'm going to add the flour and the other ingredients. So I'm just going to be quiet for a minute while this is running because you won't be able to hear me. And I'm actually going to just scrape down the sides a little bit because a lot of the molasses is just on the sides here. All right, I'll get that going again. And as I add in the flour, it's going to pick up a lot of the stuff on the sides. So don't be alarmed if it's kind of sticky on the sides there. So I'm adding my flour, which is sifted, right? Mm-hmm. It's sifted. And I've got baking soda, not baking powder, baking soda. There's a big difference. I've got my spices. There's lots of, there's cinnamon and ginger in there, hence the name gingerbread, and a little bit of salt. Oh, I forgot my egg. And my egg, which I forgot.
The nice thing about this recipe is we've halved it here, but the full recipe makes a ton of cookies. And so when I make it, I put it all together, and then I divide it into 3 balls about this size, and then I put them all in the refrigerator. And so, whenever I'm going to a party or need to bring a, sort of a gift somewhere, I just take out one of them and just cook those off, and then I still have 2 more that I can use whenever.
Wow, that's great.
It's a lot of cookies.
Lots of cookies,
But
and lots of cookies is good. Okay, you don't want to start it up too fast. It's been a long day. You don't want to start it up too fast when you have flour in there. Start off slow. Sorry, Heather, I'm making a mockery of this whole system.
I think you're doing a great job. Now's a good
I haven't
time to
made
show
cookies
you
for a while.
The flour can turn out.
Oh, yeah. So this does come with this great thing here, this guard, which I should have put in. And then you can pour your flour right in there and it doesn't go all over the place. I meant to do that so that I could show you how this works.
I like a mixer that looks
Like it's been used. This one definitely looks used. Is there supposed to be something else in here?
Is it not coming in with it? Okay, I measured it okay. Is it too liquidy?
Too dry.
Oh.
Folks, don't try this at home.
Don't have this recipe.
Anyway, if you do it correctly, sorry guys, if you do it correctly, you'll get a couple of nice big balls like this, which I am going to cut to the dough with my dough scraper, which isn't in there. I'm just going to do this. And if you take it right out of the fridge like we do, it's going to be a little hard, but you will be able to flatten it. You will be able to roll it out. Heather, I think you set me up.
I'm sorry, Louisa. I did all the prep for this, so I put Louisa in this situation.
No, it's fine. So you want to lightly flour your... Okay, I feel like we're on Saturday Night Live.
It's our last demo of the year.
It is our last demo of the year, so we will not have one next week because of Christmas, and we won't have one the week after because it's New Year's. But then we'll be back in January with every week, and we've got some really fun stuff coming up, some sort of international things, I think, coming up in January, so that'll be fun. This one already has a sprinkle in it. So when it's a little bit warmer, it won't like part like this. This really does work, folks.
I forgot to get out the dough in time, and it's cold.
Okay, so then you roll it out, cut it, and they just go in the pan. Right here we have one of our silicone baking mats, so that's just going to go in there, and then they go in the oven. You already took them out. And then you want to put them onto a rack to cool a little bit before you ice them, because you want the icing to cool on the cookie. You don't want the cookie to melt the icing. And I'm going to let you take over now, Heather.
Yeah. So they cook for about 8 minutes in there in the oven at 350 degrees. It's a little bit hard to tell with gingerbread because it's already brown, but you can sort of see on the edges they've gotten a little bit brown. You don't want to overdo them. The nice thing about this dough is that you could also use it for gingerbread houses. So it makes a ton of dough. You could make some cookies, but you could also make some pieces for houses too, which is cool. So I'm going to talk about decorating. If you are someone who wants to make cookies, doesn't have a ton of time or patience to decorate, I'm going to show you a technique that we often use at my house. So I put in 1.5 cups of confectionery sugar, and hopefully I measured this right. But that's okay. The nice thing about icing is you can add more powdered sugar or take some away and just sort of like play with the consistency of it. So I'm going to put in 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And then this recipe calls for a teaspoon of light corn syrup, and you don't have to put it in. The reason that you do is because it makes it the icing a little bit glossier instead of like a matte. And so we didn't have any, so I grabbed some Lyle's golden syrup from our shelf, and I'm going to use that instead. And it adds a nice sort of like caramel flavor. So just about a tablespoon. And then I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of water. And I'll probably end up putting in more for this recipe. And then just a little pinch of salt. And then I'm using some food coloring here. And the way that I put it in is I grab a toothpick and then I just go like this. A lot of times there's like the spray bottle, or sorry, not spray bottle, the squeeze bottle. And so that makes it easy, but if you want a more intense color, use these containers.
And a little goes a long way.
Little goes a really long way, yeah. And I don't want a super, super green color. Oh, jeez. The fun never ends. Just adding a little more water because I want this to be really runny.
Why do you want it to be runny, Heather?
Because, so I'll show you how to make this more sort of finite design in a minute, but this is for what I call the Jackson Pollock decoration of cookies. So we're gonna drizzle them on, and I'll show you in a second. And that's all I'm gonna do. So it's very runny. Just gonna take the leftovers from the sides, and you can see I really didn't use very much food coloring, but it made it a nice green color. So then what I like to do is then have all my cookies out on the cooling rack. Put a little silicone sheet below it to make the cleanup easy. Give them a little space. And you could do a bunch of different colors in a bowl, in different bowls, and then put them on. But I'm just going to do them today. And then I just take a spoon, and you literally just go like this. So Jackson Pollock. Which I guess you'd be more, but anyways. So you do that, close it up. And then we have a ton of sprinkles here, and so you just pick one that's really pretty. You don't even have to use sprinkles, and then you can just go, or make it more holiday.
And you want to make sure that goes on while it's wet before it dries.
Exactly. So yeah, super easy. Not lazy, just easy. So if you have more time and want to get more into it, I did the same icing recipe for these, but I put in less water. So then I filled up 2 pastry bags with red and white, and then let's see. So it was still, I had put them in the refrigerator after I was done with these, and so it got a little bit harder, but we'll see if it will come out with these. You could just massage that.
I'll just massage.
So yeah, it's super easy. I just grabbed a star tip. So usually it's a little bit runnier, but it's been in the refrigerator between when I did this and now. Doesn't really matter what kind of tip you use, but I just grabbed the easiest one. And then, so you do it sort of, you can do it messily, it doesn't really matter. And then this is just a chopstick, but there are special sort of icing I don't actually know what they're called. Spreaders?
Yeah,
Spreaders.
spatulas.
Little spatulas, yeah. But this is just what I found to be the most effective. You just kind of do this, and then because it's Santa's beard, you can like make it have more swirls, and it will sort of dry out to be more like that. And we'll see if this works.
So you want to have a bag that's bigger than the amount of icing that you put in, so that you can twist the end. You have something to hold on to.
Some people twist like this, but I don't know why. I always grew up going like this and then rolling down. Because sometimes with the twist it can come out the top, but with this I find it's a little cleaner.
I'm a twister.
Oh. Then you just do that. Spread it out a little bit. And then I just take a little bit. These are sprinkles from one of these sprinkle kits. And then I just pick out a little red nose. And then, I don't know, some white eyes.
You could use tweezers.
You could use tweezers and then you wouldn't put your finger in the hat like I just did.
Well, to me, the fun of decorating cookies is doing it together with people.
Yes,
and
exactly. So
you're going to eat it anyway.
That's a little nearsighted, but yeah, so you could make the frosting a little bit fluffier and make it more of a beard, or you could make more colors. I just didn't want to do another bag, but you could just do a little black one and then do 2 black eyes or something. Not black eyes, but different colors. So yeah.
Those are awesome.
Yeah.
So thanks, Heather. So please disregard enjoy the beauty of the new Cuisinart mixers, but disregard the fact that we didn't have success in making our dough. Don't forget, tomorrow we're open until 7, Saturday till 6, Sunday till 4, and next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday till 6, Thursday until probably 3 or 4. And we'd love to see you. So come on in, and Merry Christmas from Santa. Ho, ho, ho!
Bye.